Yeah, very sporting family. I was probably better at cricket than I was at golf, but the fact that golf you could take your clubs, go on your own and play by yourself and be out on the golf course for hours was probably the drawing factor why I picked it up so much and played more than cricket. And yeah, just loved the game. Loved to try and get better. I wasn't that great when I was a kid, but was still on the range and on the putting green until dark every single day. And whilst my dad was in the bar having a drink, he'd leave me out there. So it was cool, and yeah, I miss those days a little bit. But now we're here, and it's fun. I'm in my first few lessons where it wasn't technique based. It was more about enjoying the game. I had a coach who I remember was probably before his time, was talking about speed. This must have been about 18 years ago when I was about 10, 11 years old. So he was before his time, and speed has now come into the game quite a big part of it. So yeah, I enjoyed it then, and as I say, I wasn't great, but I wish I started on technique a little bit earlier. But yeah, I've always been a part of the PGA professionals where they'd help me out. I think I always wanted to go to university in the States. It was always a draw for me. I loved American sports. I loved the college system, the party life, because I was definitely a part of that, sort of more down that route of going out enjoying myself when I was younger. But then that obviously had to change when I wanted to become a professional and have it as my job. So that was a draw for me to go over to the States, and managed to get over there for a year in Jacksonville State in Alabama. Enjoyed it, loved it. It was hard work, like getting up really early and doing workouts, and then doing class work, and then going to the course and 7 hours on the range and stuff like that. But I loved it, and it got me better, and it really got me into what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me that. I think I kind of knew what I needed to do to get better. I always had the drive. I always felt like I could win tournaments, but I didn't have the right technique and the right like attributes to be able to play good golf. I knew what I needed to do. I changed my technique. I went to see a coach called Matt Belsham, who's a very much technique-based swing coach. And I started working with him in November and worked really hard until my first event in January on the ALPS tour in Egypt, and came third in the first one, second in the second event, and then won my third event, and kind of took the confidence from there to carry on to where we are today. I think that's now 10 professional tournament wins in maybe just over 20 months. Anyone would be shocked in my position. Everything that's come with it in the last few months has been a whirlwind, but it is a surprise, but in my head it's what I've always felt like I could do. It's what I've wanted to achieve in the game, and we've only just started, hopefully. Yeah, huge. Not only technique-wise, which is my philosophy of why I think I play better golf now, is because my technique keeps getting better. But he knows the ins and outs of the tour, golf courses that I've never been to, people that he's played with that I haven't played with, and he sends me messages when I'm in position to win tournaments of what to do and how to feel. Obviously, I let myself come out on the back nine of a tournament and stuff like that, but at the start he said some good words, and I remember in a couple of events, especially like India, because we were out there together, he said, take it easy those first few holes, get yourself into it, and then come down the stretch, and that's how it panned out. Obviously there's other ways of doing it, but getting the words from someone experienced like he is, it really helps. All the way through, yeah. It obviously shows how good the PGA system is, because Rocky obviously did what he did, working in pro shops, and and now being a three-time European Tour winner and helping me win 3 times this year, you know, it's obviously a great system, and I've got friends in that system who are working their way, and obviously a shout out to Liam James, who's Rocky's understudy, who comes out with me to all the events that Rocky can't, and he's a brilliant coach, and credit to him to helping me out as well as Rocky as well. Well, you have to do it. There's only so much you can do. If you have not a philosophy, a way about how you want to play the game, go and talk to your PGA pro and really be quite stern about it and say, this is how I want to play, and they'll be able to help you out in a certain way. That's probably the best advice I could give, is have your own sort of way you want to play the game, and then talk to someone about it, and if you gel together, then it can only help you. The only expectations I have this year is just trying to get better. That might result in no wins, but I know if I get better, then I'll give myself loads of chances, and that's where I'll hopefully shine through come the end, and 3 wins would be nice again. 3 or 4, that would be nice. Yeah, absolutely. Being so close this year, I'm using it as a driving factor. It's a huge goal of mine to be representing Europe and taking on the Americans, and I'd love to get out there and play against that hostile crowd and see how we can get on against them over there.